Other interesting political news, you have the homeless industrial complex breakdown in California. Now, this comes to us thanks to End Wokeness, and we hear about employees making about $250,000 fixing a problem that they've never fixed for a quarter century. Well, more if you think about the long-term problem of homelessness. Let's just say the government has a track record of not fixing things, but taking lots of our money. Again, this comes to us thanks to End Wokeness, who says, quote, "The more we spend on homelessness, the worse it gets. Here's where it's all going." Now, interestingly enough, this person from California does not have short purple, pink, or blue hair, interestingly enough, though she does have very short hair.
I'm a public administrator. How much do you make? $242,000 a year.
$242,000 per year. For that skill set and that what you're doing, probably move that decimal place one to the left, I would think.
Can you describe what you do in one sentence? I oversee homeless programs for a very large nonprofit in the city of Los Angeles. That's a big role. And what's your biggest struggle in that job? Not enough housing, not enough housing, not enough housing.
All right, today we're going to expose.
Also, California overregulation. It's hard to build housing when they won't give out permits or let places actually expand. By San Francisco, well, if you get rid of the homelessness and the PCs and on the ground that they're famously for, it looks cool. It looks kind of pretty because you have all the old buildings, but it's because they will not allow new buildings to be constructed.
Today we're going to expose this entire grift. First, I dug around a little bit, and the nonprofit that she worked for is called LA Family Housing.
Been there for 23. That nonprofit has been there for almost 23 years. They haven't fixed their problem, or she's been working there for almost a quarter of a century. Wow. They don't have they can't even take the time to make a real LinkedIn page, or she didn't at least connect it to the proper account. So she's either inept or the company's lazy.
Family Housing. And according to their IRS Form 990, they received $65 million in government grants last year. And you know how she talked about housing being so important? Well, this is what they're talking about. LA Family Housing is transforming a 1950s motel into apartments for supportive housing. But then you look at the price tag, $60 million for 41 apartments. $60 million. LA has a homeless population of over 70.
That sounds like Democrat math if I've ever heard of it. So they're going to spend $61 million for 41 apartments. Yep, that's Democrat math there.
$1 million. LA has a homeless population of over 75,000, and that's how they think $60 million of taxpayer money should be spent. That's either incompetence or gross negligence, and I'm thinking the latter. Because here's what I think the scheme is with all these affordable housing units that are popping up all over Los Angeles. It's a complete bait and switch scam. Because here's what's going on. The construction of affordable housing developments is subsidized by public funds. In exchange, rents are regulated by covenants, but these covenants carry an expiration date. And once a covenant expires, a building's owner is not required to pay back any public funds. Rather, he is freed from all regulations which kept rents down, able to extract and hoard all future profits. And in the city of Los Angeles alone, there is an estimated 11,000 affordable housing units, which will convert to market rate within the next 5 years. So these massive public housing projects are nothing but a huge money laundering scheme between these real estate developers and these nonprofit administrators who are making monster salaries.
Now, there should be a clause. I'm sure there isn't, but what if that money actually went back to the taxpayers and taxpayers actually made a profit on it? Maybe you could justify it a little bit more, but of course it's not going to ever help the taxpayers.
Also politicians, who I assume are getting kickbacks, allegedly. I mean, how else would you explain this insane statistic that LA is spending $837,000 to house a single homeless person? So I give these people two options. Either A, actually end homelessness, or B, we should demand to defund this whole boondoggle.
Yes. Get rid of it all. Break the government down, and nonprofits and your neighbors will do infinitely better at helping people like we used to. Imagine how much you could help people also if the government was stealing a majority of your income through not just income taxes, but sales tax, property tax, fuel tax, internet tax, water tax, telecom tax, liquor tax, tobacco tax. Yeah, it's way too many freaking taxes. And it's pretty well. I got about 800,000 views and 21,000 likes. One of the first comments coming from anti-woke memes says, quote, "Democrats make everything worse." And it's an article from the Washington Examiner saying, quote, "New scum's $24 billion loss. California has the worst homeless rates in the nation after record spending." I only got 132 likes. Should get more than that. Yeah, $25 billion. And then when they were asked to be audited, they go, well, we can't really keep track of all that. We don't know where it went. $25 billion they wasted. And I would love to see the rates at which they went from homeless to, having maybe an apartment or house or getting back on their feet, being a productive member of society. And that should be the goal. It should be to get people back on their feet. I can't help but think more often than not is people they're pulling themselves up by their own bootstraps and having help from local family, community, neighbors. But I mean, the government should be doing something good with this money. Doesn't seem to be. Also, Gunther Eagleman saying, quote, someone should tell Gavin Newsom, getting 235 likes. Paul Zupa says, everything Gavin Newsom does in California is awful, getting 94 likes. I Love American News says that's because NGOs are money laundering fronts. And it's an article that I do not see the website it's originally screenshotted from, saying Gavin Newsom's 10-year plan to end San Francisco homelessness marks his 20-year anniversary. Which, yeah, it says Newsom has taken his failures statewide since 2003 mayoral election. California GOP chair says, getting 215 likes. Thank you. Trumper says, quote, California demonstrated this perfectly. Spending money on homelessness doesn't actually reduce homelessness. If anything, it makes it worse. California spent over $25 billion and nothing to show for it. Getting 22 likes, which, yeah, you're definitely incentivizing the whole industry by giving them more and more and more and more money. Again, $250,000? Really? I mean, if anything, the metric should be how you decrease the rate of homelessness. How many of those people do you get back on their feet where they're making a net positive in terms of they're making an income, they stabilize their lives? I mean, those should be the major parameters and metrics for any homeless problem or any homeless program. Yeah, again, the rates go up and up and up. If anything, all this money is just making the situation worse. Again, throwing money at the problem doesn't always fix it. I mean, look at the U.S. government. The more we spend, the worse we get in debt, the worse our lives seem to be getting. You also have anti-left meme says homelessness veterans needs help too. There's a picture of a veteran on a park bench saying, quote, I wish leftists cared as much about homeless veterans as they do about illegal migrants, getting 92 likes, which, yeah, in terms of the % or the actual dollars you get in terms of illegally coming into the United States, there's actually more benefit to being not here legally than here legally, which is pretty perverse and messed up. Was this World Hall of Fun says this is San Francisco, $24 billion spent on the homeless crisis. A recent audit showed no one knows where the money went. The government has abandoned its people. It's San Francisco being San Francisco, with literally mattresses on the sidewalks, people sleeping and looking inebriated. What the heck? Also just wearing underwear and towel? Yeah. Again, San Francisco's become a third world hellhole. I can't believe people still live there. Got 19 likes. Yeah, 24? Yeah, $24 billion just vanished. I don't know where it went. Can't keep track of it. So, yeah, hopefully everyone sees how much money these crooks are taking. Here's a good, actually, good statistic. Apostle Natalia Young says, it takes less than $50 to house one person. Yep, someone definitely is lying. They have a picture of, this is a stand-up house. I forget what you call like the packages you can get where, Sears used to do this famously back in the day. I grew up in a small little Sears house, but it's like one of those instant houses, and it costs less than $10,000. I got one like. Yeah. California. Jeez Louise. People still live there somehow. But let me know, what do you think is the best mechanism or the best methodology in terms of helping homelessness in the long term? And do you think California will ever actually, decrease their homeless rates and make it a safe, good place to live? I mean, probably not, but let me know in the comments because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.